This tutorial teaches you how to use the sweep tool. So we're going to create a new part. This is another way that sweep is a way you can create a complex shape with a curve and turn that into a 3D shape. So we're going to start with sketch. So when you use a sweep, you've got a profile and a path, and you're sweeping that profile along a path. So we're going to make a path here, or a profile rather. And I'm going to start, let's see, let's just do, I'm going to do a slightly more complicated little profile here just to show you the versatility of this tool. So we'll make a little, what shape would this be? I don't know. What do we call this? Just going to make horizontal lines. And what do we call this shape? Oops. Oh, that was already vertical. That looks like it was already vertical. I don't know what we call this shape. Let's use a symmetrical constraint. I want to put this around the axis because my path has to go through the profile. So the easier I can make that, the better. So I want to put this at the center so my profile actually goes through the origin. And so I've got that, and I'm going to do symmetric again around that. What is that? The x-axis. Whoops. Let's actually do some other dimensioning here with the shape. So I'm going to make that equal and that equal. I'm going to make that equal and that equal. I think that might. Okay. Yeah, good. And let's just add some size to this. So we'll make this, let's make it a little smaller, 15, and we'll make this, let's make it 6, and make this small, make that 2. There, we've got something like a complex shape. And I'm going to make this symmetric around that axis to make sure that when I make my path through the origin, it's going to go through this profile. So I got one dimension. Oh, it's this one. Let's go up here. And let's make that a third of this. Okay. All right, so fully constrained. And I've got this, this little profile. This is the profile that I'm going to sweep. But to sweep it, I have to make a path. And so let's make a sketch. I'm going to make a sketch on this surface. And that surface, as you can see, is going to run through the center of my profile. So let's do a spline, and I want a spline where I can actually control where the line goes. So we're going to use an interpolated spline. And this doesn't matter too much. I'm going to make sure that my spline goes through the origin. So the first thing I'm going to do is make a coincident constraint right on the origin. So now I know that's going to work. I'm going to put this on my axis. So the numbers here don't matter at all. All that matters is that you make sure that that line goes through your origin. And now curves require a whole bunch of dimensions. We haven't made too many parts, but I'm going to make this curve a little bit bigger. So let's go back. So my sweep has room to sweep without getting all cramped up. So let's make that, instead of 11, we're going to make that like 40. And then this dimension we'll make like 80. And then this dimension, let's make that 50. And I need one more dimension, and it's the height of this guy. And we'll keep the curve relatively straight. If we made the curve really curvy, you'll just get, you can run into some problems with the way the shape is constructed if you try to thicken it. So we're fully constrained, and you can see I have a path and I have a profile here. And so I'm going to take my sweep tool, and it asks me to click the profile. Now, this guy up here is a tricky one. If you just want a surface, you can click that and it'll tell you your surface mode is on. It's just going to make a surface. We don't. We want an actual solid. And so we're going to keep it on that. And you can tell you're in solid mode because it's going to light up the whole profile here rather than just the edges. And then I'm done clicking my profile, and I'm going to click my path, and we're good to go. So if you look, I've now got that profile is swept along that path. And I've got a nice, interesting, complex shape that I was able to make without too much trouble with just a couple of parameters. Now, we could do the same thing we did with the loft, which is to thicken it. If we want to make this hollow, it's going to tell me to select faces here. So I'm going to go through here and select all my outside faces. And then I'm going to do the same thing I did last time. I'm going to thicken it towards the inside and just take the intersection, and we'll hopefully get a nice empty little tube. I don't know why you'd want a tube of this shape, but pretty interesting that you can actually make it if you need it. And so that is how you use your sweep tool. All right. That was a short little one.